on? What's going on? What's going on, everybody? You know why I'm here. It's your boy AB, and thanks for checking out another one of my weekly Forex analysis, where I go over the markets and see what I'll say forecasting, if you will, the market, seeing what they're going to be doing in the upcoming week. So let's go over the fundamentals for the high impact news first of all. So no, there's not a lot of news this week. There's barely any news. We have Canadian dollar news at 9 a.m., which is rate statements, and then that's on Wednesday. And so Thursday we have Euro news at 6:45 a.m. Very late for Euro news, which is and as refinancing rate. And so this is something that I'm going to be expecting a lot of volatility in the euro markets, right? But other than that, that's really all we have for high impact news related news. Whereas if you add the other filters, I'm pretty sure there's going to be a lot more news. So you see, there's a lot more news going on. But these are just like low impact news, though. I'm not worried about any of those. I'm only worried about high impact news, and that's it. So I'm gonna go ahead and take those off and continue doing what I'm doing, right? So let's go ahead and get off of that, and let's go on to the DXY. I'm gonna actually cut off all of this, start off fresh. All right, so right now DXY currently has came down to this support. I didn't think it was gonna actually come all the way down here. I thought it was just gonna stay back up over here, where you see that this is another support right here, but that is not what price did, and therefore obviously price continue on with the downtrend. But I'm still really looking. I'm not really confident that the US dollar is gonna go up by any means just yet, because for me to really be like, okay, this is going to be a very bearish dollar, it has to break this low right here that it made previously, right down here. That would make me be like, okay, the dollar is definitely going to start turning around if it breaks through this low, because ever since this bullish move that it made back in 2014, that's when price has been in an uptrend, and it's been just on the weekly time frame. It's just been going sideways, if you will, but that's on a weekly. So this is between 2015 to 2020. This is 5 years worth of data right here. So again, for me to really say that this is going to start like being bearish, I have to see price drop through here, and there's so much more room that price can keep going to even come over here. So let's not even look at that. Let's go towards over here. So obviously, we had a bearish engulfing candle. Well, not engulfing. There's nothing engulfing. It's just a Mariposa candle right here. So there's nothing really on the weekly time frame telling us that price wants to slow down. On the daily time frame, we do have this doji candle right here, which might be a sign that price may be trying to turn around, might be going to the upside. Not too sure though, because you don't want to just depend on one daily candle to tell you what things are going. 4-hour time frame kind of had a double bottom. I'm not really a fan of how it looks. Price dropped, came back, pushed up again, dropped down back to the support, then pushed up. That's pretty cool and decent and everything, but what I would really want to see right now on the US dollar is for, let me go on the 1-hour time frame, because this is all I'm seeing as a potential right now, is for price to come back down over to these levels. I would rather prefer the 71% before continuing to the upside, because as I mentioned last week, what I want to see with the US dollar was that if it does break these lows right here, I would need to see a retest before continuing to sell it. So with that being said, I really need to see the US dollar bounce back up to even these highs for me to continue saying, okay, that maybe if it does start to hold and respect right here, that I'd want to consider selling it. Now, obviously, 91.337 right here, that would be a place that I'd be watching for. And so that's why on the 1 hour time frame, I'm just saying that if price does end up coming back down to drop to the 71% zone, which is at 90.592, then I'll start to maybe look for buying opportunities on US dollars. But again, I'm not really 100% sure. Like I said, until price breaks that low that I mentioned on the weekly, I'm not convinced that the US dollar is going to quite start to fall, So let's see if we can get that retest to the upside. That's what I'm mainly focused on right now before I wanted to see price come back up here before I decide to think of selling it, or even up here maybe, but we'll see how that plays out. If we're looking at it from this drop, this fib right here, then matching up with the 61.8 right here with this 61, this would be amazing to see if I can get this, but I would definitely be looking at this 78.6 for a potential drop later on in the week if price does move that fast. This is the last month of the year. A lot of traders don't trade at this in these times because they just go on holiday or vacations and everything like that. So we could expect the markets to be a little slower, but I still trade every day, right? So that's on just a regular chart point of view. Let's go see what RB's talking about. So arbitrage, I'm pretty sure the 1 hour time frame has started calling for a buy. Yep. And so we got that buy call on arbitrage. Now, what I would need to see for me to personally get in is I would need a retest of this RSI line right here and then a push to the upside. So that's what I believe I would want to say is kind of the same thing as I have over here on this chart. Let me see. Gonna just copy this, come over here, paste it. So a little bit, I would rather price to come down here, but if arbitrage comes over here and starts respecting at this 90.673, then I'm going with arbitrage over the Fibonacci because that's mostly my edge in the market. So therefore, I'm going to follow my edge. And if anything, I might even put another position down here for trades that are related to the DXY, right? So that's what I'm looking for mostly. So with this, I'm going to set an alert. So I'm going to put, actually, no, not long. I'm going to set an alert on the DXY crossing the arbitrage RSI line. I need the retest of that RSI line only once. I just needed to touch it once. And then I'll say DXY retest of RSI line. And then I'll create it. And that's what I'll be waiting for. If that ends up happening, let me get rid of this move. If that ends up happening, then price comes up over here, and then that would start a push towards the 4 hour starting to get called. So let's see how that plays out. I like that move though. This would be more ideal, realistically speaking, if to happen, it would be more ideal. And actually, let me even add this alert. I could put as many alert nows because your boy got that premium 400 alerts. Let's get it. Shout out to Payton. But also let me set the long exit all once per bar close. Create. Okay, so DXY, gonna be watching that, how it moves, how it plays. But I'm definitely interested in looking for that buy. Definitely love it. So let's go on to Euro USD. I'm not in Euro USD. All right, daily time. Well, let's actually go on the weekly real quick. Clear all that out. And actually, let me full screen this. There we go. Okay, so Euro USD. So kind of the same thing as with the dollar, except that came up a little higher thanks to the influence of the euro. But we do see that price still has like it still can come up a little higher to come and hit this previous resistance, if you will, because price hasn't been up here since 2018 on Euro USD. So it still has to come up here and break the structure in order to continue going on to the upside, which you also can see that if I were to push it down here a little lower where we still have these rejections, that this is still a level of interest for Euro USD that it can't necessarily, it couldn't break it yesterday, right? Basically, it couldn't break this resistance to reach these highs. So I'm going to actually still have these up here because I do see this right here as well, but I'm not really too concerned about it. Okay, so I'm going to just leave that there. Price can still obviously come and reach up to these highs right there, right? So that's what I'm basically trying to say. What I really would want to see on Euro USD though, even from this where it dropped this anchor at, I would really, if it's still gonna go to the upside, I can't personally buy with Euro USD this high. I'd want to see it start to drop down. If to drop down and even come to the 78.6 before, or not 78.6, but just my buy box in general before it comes to these highs, if that's what Euro USD is wanting to do. Like I said, with the DXY, unless it breaks that low, those lows, then I can't necessarily be convinced that the DXY is going to start dropping. That's just my personal opinion. That's just the way how I see it. But like I said, if Euro USD is definitely, if it's looking for a drop, then this is where I would want to see it fall to before I actually be like, okay, now let's look for a potential buy. Because as we mentioned before, it's clearly been in an uptrend for the past how long. But again, I would love for it to drop down to these lows and then continue on to the upside. Let's go on to the 1 hour time frame. So for me to look for a possible entry for me to get into this so-called buy, I would need to see price end up pushing back up to the 78.6, or actually no, 71%, and then start to continue to the downside. That is actually what I'm looking for. I'm looking for the retracement sell on this move. Like I said, I can't necessarily buy Euro USD this high, so I have to look for these type of moves instead for the downside push, and then we can continue to the upside. So sell box right there. I'm actually gonna set an alert on the 61.8. That is a terrible trend line. There we go. So I'm going to set an alert right here so that if price does end up coming and hitting this trend line, which is at the 61.8, then I could be like, okay, now I'm going to be looking for sells on Euro USD. I'm not too sure if I'm going to be placing any limits because this is kind of still a risky play, but I do want to see price push to the upside and hit that 71%. I actually might put a limit order there and then, yeah, let that play out. So gonna go ahead and put 61.8 fib level on Euro USD. Gonna create that. And like I mentioned, I'm trying to see daily time frame. I want to see Euro USD come back down to these lows, or maybe even to the 50%, possibly, because this is where the 50% will most likely be at, and then continue to the upside if that's what it's going to do. So this is the move I'm looking for on Euro USD right now. And if I don't get that, then hey, then price keeps dropping. It is what it is. But that's what I'm looking for. Let's go and see what we have on arbitrage. Okay, so arbitrage is already called for the sell on the 1 hour time frame. So what I would need to see on RB is for it to come back up to the upside, hit the either the RSI line right here or the upper danger zone. So I'm going to go ahead and set an alert on that. Euro USD crossing, arbitrage. You know what? I'm going to do upper danger zone. Then once per bar close, crossing arbitrage. Upper danger zone retest on EU. I'm going to create that. And then I'm looking for it to push up and then come back to the downside. I'll be watching it for sure to see if it comes in hit the RSI line, but I really like the upper danger zone hit instead. And I'm also going to set another alert for it to tell me to get a short exit all. So because I know that there might be some people who might want to be like, okay, I'm just going to sell it right now. Instead of doing that, I mean, if you want, you could sell it from here, but I'd rather just wait for price to come up here before dropping and then, like I said, wait for that exit all. Let's see what the Fibonacci here looks like over here. So paste. Yeah, that actually looks beautiful because then it'll be coming up to that 61.8. Solid. I love it. So there you go. That's the play that I'm looking for Euro USD. Then I'll be looking for this short, most likely, rather than just on I'm going to put this up to these highs, rather than just looking at it from a technical analysis point of view. But this would be like an intraday type of move. The other move is more of a swing, like I said, because I do well, not this 1 hour trade, but the daily trade idea. I'm looking for it to sell. Okay, let's take a look at Mr. GU, the one that played my life, man. No, I'm joking. All right, so GU came back and hit these highs. So this swing that I wanted from here, entry over here, didn't end up playing out. But right now, if you go on the weekly time frame, you can see that the price just came and hit a very, very hard resistance level that is failed to break once, twice, maybe even possibly the third time right now. This could be the possible third time that price has missed this opportunity to blast by. But I was waiting and I was like, you know what? I'm not going to necessarily try to hop in just yet. I'm going to wait a little bit for him to see what GU is really going to do. That daily candle is definitely telling me that price does not want to buy right now. Looks like the buyers are all exhausted. But, you know, same thing happened right here with this candle. What did the price end up doing? Started to drop. I'm kind of expecting the same thing unless price is really determined to push up to the upside. Want to see something real quick? Point of control. Yeah, there's nothing up here for GU to find. So yeah, I'm definitely looking bearish at GU more than even Euro USD, especially with this candle, the way how it closed. And there's also been fundamental news about Brexit. I don't really care for fundamentals when I have arbitrage, honestly speaking. So, but I definitely, especially with these bearish candles right here, yeah, this is definitely not looking like price wants to continue going any higher. Going off of the 1 hour, personally speaking, I do kind of like the drop from here just for price to continue dropping from right here. But if I were to try to get into a good entry off of this trade, I would probably want to just get a retest of, not even from up there, really, down here. I'd rather just get a retest of that 61.8, like right here, and then it ended up dropping to the downside. That's something that I would look for more of for myself to get in rather than to get into the sell right now. Although like I said, I do like the sell just for price to just keep dropping right here. But Nah, I'd rather get it up here. It's more safer, better risk reward, and just preparing the trade rather than just hopping in right now. So this is what I would want to see on GU. Personally speaking, I would, yeah, let me take the 71%. So this is what I'm looking for. On the naked charts, let's go and see what arbitrage is calling. Yeah, I'm probably not going to end up getting what this is calling for. Let me grab this fib and I'll just throw it onto here. Paste. It's not terrible, but I'd like arbitrage better. Arbitrage is more right than I am, to be honest. So I'd rather price just come up to this upper danger zone, end up rejecting there, continue on to the downside. That's what I would be looking for on arbitrage. So therefore, setting up 2 alerts, short exit all, once per bar close, and then another one is going to be GPUSD is going to be crossing the arbitrage danger zone up. It doesn't read all the way out right here, but it's danger zone upper. I know that for sure. And then I'm just going to say GU retesting upper danger zone. And then create. So far, how many alerts do I have? I think I need to get rid of these. Hold on. So yeah, I have all these alerts so far. 7. Okay. So this one I'm going to be looking for on GPUSD. Not going to necessarily get into it quite yet. Let me just look at the 4-hour. 4 hours right at that upper danger zone right there as well, like that. Daily definitely still looks like it can go up a little higher, but let's see how things play out. That's why we have the alerts to tell us when to get out the trades and to wait. All right, let's go on over to AUD USD. Watching all these actually. All right, AU. Okay. AU has been mean, man. All right, so came up to this resistance that's current. Wrong thing. Came up to this resistance that it's currently at. Just been chilling a little bit for like what, a day or two. It's just been up here, relaxing and looking like it's respecting this very highly respected zone. I still feel, and it's the same thing with the USD related pairs. I still do feel like that this pair could end up dropping, but it's just too early to tell because there's no indication showing that it does want to drop. Just like how like with GU, like the daily candle, it looked like it does want to drop, but right now I do like seeing this type of move. I mean, I do usually look for double tops, and I kind of have one right here, but it's still not convincing for me to quite sell it yet, especially look at this 4-hour time frame. But I do like seeing that price is respecting this support right here. Let's go on to the 1-hour time frame. Well, I mean, it's not an impulse, but from this drop, price did come up to the 78.6. It started to fall a little bit. So I kind of still do see AU dropping. It's just as for right now, it's not something I want to get into. If price were to come back up to like 0.74400, then maybe sure, why not? But as of right now, I'm not really like crazy over it on the charts. But let's see what right here says. First of all, Where is it? Oh, there it is. We have a sell, but it's just been, like I said, on this, on even the arbitrage, it's just been sideways. But again, it's came up to this fib. It's already rejected off of the 78.6 and it's came down. And arbitrage is calling for the sell. It's not 100% everything is there for the sell either. But why not get into this shell? I mean, the worst thing that could happen, let's see if I were to get into a trade right here, what I would be risking. Because most likely my stop loss would be like right here. Yeah, 15 pips. I'm even willing to risk 20 pips on this trade. Why not? Because ultimately, risk to reward isn't the greatest, but I'm just putting it. It's like I said, it's a 20 pip stop loss. But you're getting 35. Again, I don't really care for the sell itself. For the bullish move itself. But if I were to throw a fib on here, yeah, that's about where I'd want to take the trade anyways. I mean, sure, why not? Let's just take it. Quick Sunday trade, why not? Even a better entry right now. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and step into this. I'm going to get into the trade right here on my computer, actually. AUD USD. Oh, I am tripping. .5%. Okay. You know what? I'll do that later because it's not playing with me right now. I was trying to use something. It's called the magic keys, which I'll be talking about more in depth in the future. Something that I think everybody should get. But yeah, I'm gonna step into this. Just gonna set my alert to tell me when to get out. And this is just like an easy trade. So short, create. Oh wait, what am I? Short exit off. Sorry. Save. And I would put a stop loss at 0.74, 500 at least. And let's see how that plays out. But I do like AU. I like how it looks. All right, let's go on to GA over here. Oh, would you look at that? It came all the way back down. Interesting. Okay. So first of all, let me remove all that. After hitting that trend line, I could have got into that sell right there. That would have been nice. Oh, wow. But that was an awesome trade, except for it took some people out, you know. All right, so I still am seeing that GA could just be making this bullish flag. That could be a potential right here. A small bullish, it's like flagging out to the downside. Although that looks really ugly. But I'm just kind of watching and seeing what GA is really going to do because it's came back down to this. What the heck? There you go. The support that has been really rejecting off of, rejected once, twice, third time over here, kind of looks head and shoulder-ish, kind of just a little bit looks head and shoulders. I'm still looking for a bullish move unless this low gets broken, but I don't want to necessarily play this either because that weekly candle just looks like, okay, price might actually want to start dropping, you know? So let's go on to the daily time frame, kind of like how GU looks like, right? GU looks like with the daily candle. Like, look at this daily candle. Doesn't look like it necessarily wants to go bullish to me. And it's just been playing on this trend line as well. Definitely looking for GA to continue. As much as it's gonna hurt me to say this, I'm looking for GA to fall. If GA is gonna fall, then that means for me personally that that AU is gonna fall. But for me to get into this right now, I don't even want to play with it. I would need to see either A, price drops down, continues to the downside, or B, price breaks through, probably either retests this or retests the support and then continue to the upside. I can't really trade GA like I was looking right here. It's just a no for me. It looks really sideways-ish. But it was a good it was a good like day trade last week for sure. Arbitrage. It's holding at this lower danger zone, but it's called for the sell. Don't really care for how it looks. 4 hours about to call for the sell. Daily's been called to sell. It's actually rejected off of the daily RSI line. Yeah, I'm just looking for this to keep falling, to be honest with you. Weekly still at this upper danger zone. Lower danger zone right here. Yeah, I'm definitely just looking for this to drop. I'm not looking for any type of sells on GA, but for me personally, like I said, I need for the lows to break and then retest before I get in. So I'm just gonna wait for GA. I'd rather wait for this move right here, than continuation. So let's go on to EA right here. What did I do this for again? It doesn't matter. Move drawings. Let's go to the weekly. EA just looks like a hot mess too, man. Weekly time frame just been consolidating in between these zones. Which kind of did the same thing previously. Nah, I don't like that. Personally speaking, for EA, man, this doesn't look that great either to me. What did I say last week? I think I mentioned that overall, I kind of wanted to see. Let me see. So from here to here, kind of wanted to see this push up here. Yeah, I still would rather see this on EA. Price push back up over here. And then the sell. But other than that, I really don't like EA at all. So I'm just gonna leave it alone for a little bit. But if price can get up there, then absolutely, sure, why not? But it's not gonna be something that's gonna be on my radar at all this week. I even see look at this daily candle. It looks like it wants to drop right here as we speak. So it just doesn't look good to me personally. Let's go on the 1 hour time frame. Maybe I could find something looking a little better. Even this, no, I don't like it. I'd rather not just trade it off of there. See what arbitrage looks like. It just looks so sideways overall. Even on here, I don't like it. The 4 hour is about to give a sell, so that's probably the only thing that I'm looking forward to. Drop, retest, continuation. That's probably the only thing I'll be looking forward to on EA personally. 15 minutes about to call for a buy. Actually, maybe on the 15-minute it'd be a better opportunity to get into a sell because that's kind of all I see on EA right now. Yeah, this might be a play actually. Price to push up, then continue to the downside. Okay, yeah, I like that. because this also matches with arbitrage, if I'm not mistaken. Sell box. Would definitely love this sell to play out if I was looking for EA entry. I'm going to copy this. Get this out of here. Then I'm going to paste this onto here. Yeah, perfect. Yeah, I like this. I like this buy right here. This buy to sell. I'll definitely play that. I'm going to get this buy entry right here. So long, once per bar close, create. I mean, if you want, by all means, you can buy it from right here, but I'm just going to wait on arbitrage to give me that signal. Oops. But I definitely do like the buy on EA up to 1.63768 and then a drop. That's what I'd be looking for ideally. Okay, so oops. Oh, Lord. There we go. So yeah, EA, this is the move I'm looking for. I'm actually going to play the 786. Sorry. Forgot that I had that on there. I'm gonna play the 786, but if you want, you're more than welcome to try the 71% or the 61.8. But I do like this sell overall on EA. So that's what I'm gonna be looking for. And then I'm probably gonna be buying this up to there before the sell. So I'm gonna wait for that to happen. But I'm just gonna basically put watching it. Let's go on to EG. I still want to use this chart. All right, so EG came back up one more time, hit this huge weekly resistance, ended up leaving a wick up there and dropping. Daily time frame, it looks like it gave a gap to the upside just a little bit. Even, yeah, EG kind of looks just as ugly as EA and GA, personally speaking. Doesn't look like it knows what it wants to do necessarily. Looking at it from this point of view, it kind of looks like it wants to continue to the upside. Came to those 61.8, pushed up. But again, I'm not really too crazy over it. I just personally might actually just wait a little bit on EG. I'm personally caring more for the sell than the buy at this point. If it continues going higher, then it is what it is. I have other pairs that I can trade. 15-minute time frame had called for the buy before the market closed. 1 hour is calling for a buy. Don't care for it. 4 hour. Yeah, all this doesn't really interest me right now at this point. I mean, you have the daily call for a buy, so you can play with that, but nah, it's not for me. My eyes aren't going to be on EG like that. I'd rather just go and trade something else. Let's go on to EN. Maybe during the week, we might get a better opportunity with EG. All right, so EN, I had definitely didn't get into this buy like I thought it was going to move to the upside. Let's go on to the daily. So the daily bounced off of this support that is, it's like I mentioned last week, it was just playing out for a little bit, then it pushed to the upside. For EG, what I would definitely just plain and simple be looking for at this point, if this is where it's going to stop at, is for price to push down to the 78.6, then continue to the upside. That's just simply put how I'm looking at EG at this point. I mean, EN at this point. 4 hour, 1 hour, yada yada hour, same thing overall. I'm just looking for this retest, continue to the upside. Okay, so let's go on over to arbitrage. Arbitrage is definitely starting to call for a. It looks like it wants to start to call for a buy on the daily time frame. 4-hour time frame. I wanted the retest on this, never really got one, but except that it did leave a wick right here. So that would have been a perfect opportunity. 1 hour is definitely looking to start call for a sell. So I like seeing that. I'm going to go ahead and set a short alert, create. And if this gives the alert, it'll probably do something like this, retest, continue to the downside. And that's what I want to see Ian do. I want to see it continue to fall, and then I'll continue buying it to the upside. So see how that plays out. EN, going to be watching it. All right, let's go take a look at Mr. Gold. I was upset at gold because I wasn't able to get into this buy down here like I said I was going to do. But anyways, enough of that. What I'm looking for at gold, kind of like EN, short and simple. I just want the retest of this bullish move. Come down here, continue to the upside. Do I think I'm gonna guess something like that? No. Am I gonna still play it out if it happens? Yes, because that's just how you gotta do it. But I'm not gonna be able to buy just at this level and continue to the upside, personally speaking. 1 hour time frame. And would you look at that? Gold's already calling for the sell. Probably might get into that sell right now and set an alert. I'm going to get into the sell. Short, create. Or wait, short. I meant short exit all. Short exit all. Create. Right? And boom. Right there. And then my exit would probably be at these highs, realistically, to see what the rest of the trade would do. But I like this. It's better than a 1 to 2. And that's all I really see happening right now at this point. 4 hour time frame. Yeah, it could still go up a little higher. It never came up to retest this RSI line, unfortunately, which is what I wanted for the push to the upside some more. So, but yeah, that's what I'm going to be looking at for right now, just for the short term. But overall, I do want to see gold make this move right here. I want to see it come down to 1789.373, which is way lower than this. So yeah, let's see how that plays out. For those who want to try to possibly take it down to like 1783, you can get your sell entrance here and then take it all the way down there, but that's not what I'm doing. All right. And let's talk about the S&Ps last but not least. Well, actually, I'm going to go over some crypto very shortly. S&Ps just making more all-time highs. I'm not looking to trade these at this point in time. Yeah, I'm not looking to trade these at this point in time. So I'm just going to let them be, let them work their magic, do their things. Maybe if I see something on the lower time frame, then I'll say something, but I'm not interested in trading any of these at this point in time. So let's go over to some crypto. Bitcoin. I said it last week. I'm just going to say it one more time. Unless I really don't think that price is going to go and hit 20K in 2020. That's just my personal opinion. If it didn't make that 20,000 push, or if it didn't hit 20,000 when in like earlier last week or 2 weeks ago, if it didn't hit that right then, I personally don't think it's going to happen. What I personally still would want to happen is for Bitcoin to come back down to these levels at this like 15,000, between 15,000 and 15,826 to retrace down here, and then ultimately start to push up to even 24,000. Go on the weekly. See how it rejected off over here. Then it dropped steadily. It dropped hella fast. We don't have that. We have steady movement with Bitcoin right now. So right now, all I want to see is the retracement to these levels right here, and then a continuation to the upside. That's really all I'm really looking for right now. So let's actually see something real quick. Yeah, this is the next target for sure, 30,000. I like this 61 point. This is the next, like my next like overall target. Well, maybe I'll start to actually take out some money on my cryptocurrency when price starts to get up to that 30,000 on Bitcoin. Then I'll see what the other currency looks like, and then yada yada. But yeah, overall, like I said, guys, if price is still going to be holding at this 19,891 level, price, the highest it got is it almost hit 20,000. It hit 19,956. It almost got there, but it didn't necessarily hit. Let's see how things play out though. But overall, this is what I'm seeing. Sorry. Okay, so let's go on over to some Ripple. Ripple was doing fantastic, to be honest, during the week. It was doing amazing. I didn't really give that much updates on it. I don't even know if it hit break-even levels. Yes, it did actually. It did hit the level where I would have taken partials and break even, but I wasn't in this trade. Like I mentioned, I never got back in it. It's been kind of sideways on Ripple, but I kind of still feel the same way that I would want price to come down back to 36 cents, and then I'll start to look for buys again. But if it continues to go into the upside, then by all means, sure, why not? But like I said, this trade, I'm not really in it anymore. But it still looks like it could possibly fall, in my personal opinion. So yeah, just watch that for Ripple as well. But any other questions? That's basically my analysis for this week. So any other questions? Any other pairs that you guys want me to look at? I'll take a look at GJ real quick. But as I'm doing that, any other questions? I'm still looking for this to drop. I actually got into a swing entry right here, and I still expect this to drop. But any other questions? No? All right. Well, thank you guys so much. I appreciate y'all for being on here to listen to my analysis and my personal opinion on the markets. And let's go ahead and make some money this week. Please, you'll always remember to use risk management in your trade. I only risk maximum 2% on one single trade, and I hope you guys follow that advice as well. I want to normalize having proper risk in the market, and rather not trying to flip an account in like 3 to 5 days. All right, so deuces, y'all.